thank you so much to IPL for everything you're putting on this weekend, too.
Woo-woo!
Amazing stream. Inky, thank you. Vincent, thank you. I know we have a lot of people behind the scenes, but I can't see that channel, so I can't name them all right now. But all of you TOs are absolutely wonderful, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of it, too.
Yeah, me too. And without further ado, we have Tunes, who you saw previously, and OFBO. In the final match of day 2, this is make it or break it for both of these teams. Whoever wins this set is going on for a chance at the big buck tomorrow in Alpha Bracket.
Very nice, very nice. Speaking of big bucks, what is those bucks? I have no idea.
It was 560 last
560, because we got that donation at the end of that other set, right? So I think that was, but not totally sure. Even still, that's pretty big bucks. Yeah. But you viewers at home, you can also add, let's do a little shilling here. You can add to that pot too. If you want to make a donation, feel free to do so. Obviously, supporting the Splatoon 2 community is really needed right now as we are on the sunset of it. Oh, here we go. So 2 more donations. Bruce Mari T, $10. Thank you. 9 whole grains, $100. 9. Thank you so much. Currently, we are total after fees, $672.94. Oh my gosh, amazing.
And if you want a chance to beat out 9 whole gains, who is currently, I believe, at our highest donation of 100p. So, yeah, anything matters. It's just fun. It's only good fun.
It is.
Yeah, it's not often we get something like this in Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, and I mean, soon we're going to be saying Splatoon 3. Are you kidding? I am so excited.
Absolutely crazy, bro. Oh, man.
Yeah. Oof. So here we go, going into Anchovy Games. I didn't even give you an opportunity to talk about either team. I am so sorry.
You know what? They're going to show us everything that we need to know about them very quickly. We do see a double support comp on the side of OFBO. Very, very fascinating with the Junior and Zap combo. Sadly, the Junior is the first to go down, meaning that Toons is going to have a significant advantage here.
They absolutely are. It's going to be really interesting to see sort of how they're going to be able to kind of play out this so far. It takes a long time to get back into mid on this map. I feel like when you go down, you waste so much trying to get back and get situated. You also want to really make sure that you're building those specials as quickly as you can, so you spend a lot more time in your base, and maybe you're not moving forward as quickly as you want to be. So I'm curious what we'll be able to do here. OFBO is moving pretty far forward. Lucky in a nice position does jump out, really nicely timed there, as we get a couple of players from Toons pushing into mid. Rainbow still sitting here too. Rainbox, I'm sorry. Really great job coming out so far from holding on this zone for so long.
What I enjoyed watching Toons do is what Fitz is doing here is getting control of that arcade. Previously, they had 3 members up on there, and that is, like, you can control the zone, that's fine, that's dandy, you're just gonna get rushed down. But if you control their street, if you can just, there's so much stall potential there, and that's really where the fights on Ancho happen. We do see that Booyah Bomb coming out on that left side, trying to shark out Oath there, who's just vibing. Or they were just vibing. I think they might have gotten, yeah, they got picked, so they're coming out of the spawn here. But now we have a chance for OFBO to be situating up in street. And anyone who's played Ancho for any amount of time and really studied the map knows that street is where you need to control. OFBO taking advantage of that and pulling lead here.
Very nice job by them. They did a really good job taking that over, as you mentioned. Even still, they're continuing to contest that. It's going back and forth right now, which I always love to see. But one team will eventually become victorious on this and hold it for a little longer. It just might take some time for them to get here. The map is evenly divided, yellow and blue ink on both sides. Looks really nice for what each team wants to see, but I don't know if it's going to be... I don't know, a conglomerate of specials that come out to help that one team take that edge over the other, or like we're seeing right now, a couple of teammates go down.
Yeah, and we do see OFBO in a good situation. They have the nozzle nose down, but they don't have control of Street yet. Fitz just chucking bombs there, getting some chip on the floor. There is an armor out online. They have a follow-up armor for their break-in here, but armor is armor, right? We understand that it's very, very useful. It's a global special. It allows your whole team to push in. But if you don't move your bodies forward, it can be a little bit of a double-edged sword in that it makes you feel safe, but not enough to take the active kills that you need. Fortunately here, we do see that Toons does take advantage of it, does push forward, and now has cleared their penalty with another Armor 2 chain as soon as OFBO begins pushing in. Exactly what we see here as they pull.
Very nice job right there. I really like what was sort of going on that right side too with that platform, raising it up to make it a lot harder for the other team to break back in. Very smart tactics right there. Even just those little extra seconds of having to paint that to swim up can take the time that you need in order to clutch that lead, which is what we saw there. Really nice job holding on that. Not a huge penalty to break through on this side, so it could be something that we switch over pretty quickly, but we have 3 down, 4 down situation, a special online here, holding that Booyah for as long as they possibly can. We'll see if they're going to be able to get this.
OFBO in control of the zone here. They are going to be getting the picks that they need, getting 2 down, make that 3. They have the lead. They are going to clear penalty by the time that Toons respawns. Keeping control of that fan, popping that inkjet on the cheeky spot. No, it's not where you want an inkjet to be. That position is just so dominating.
Oh, that is terrifying to see someone up there. You have no way around that, even with just one player up right now. Oath is holding all of this down and trying to do everything they can to make sure that that zone stayed in their control. Getting it down to 4. So close. Unable to clutch that out to end the game. It is going to give Toons a chance to take this back, see what they'll be able to do, even though it just keeps going back and forth. That penalty is really tough to get through.
Ooh, the Booyah Bomb on the signboard, my friends. That's what happens when you pop Booyah on fans. Not enough to bring the zone into the hands of Toons. OFBO taking game 1 in a decisive manner. Having a rather substantial lead towards the end there, nearly bringing it to a knockout. We now have Toons counterpick coming right on up.
Very exciting. Look at that KA too. We have double in most of those situations. So being able to see how well OFBO played against that dominating double. Am I mixing up who had who there for a second? No, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was confused for a moment as well.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a second. But
yeah.
Even seeing that kind of really just wonderful things to see when you know what the KA looks like after a match. Finishing that up there.
And taking a look at what we got going on here on the analysis side, we do see that the zone was back and forth extremely consistently, each team capping it 10 and 9 times. Toons capping it more, but OFBO ultimately holding it for longer. Just very interesting spread here. Both teams using 22 specials, which is the same number, but the specials you can use them all you want, but it's a matter of how you use them. So OFBO taking a stronger advantage over those specials, getting more picks on the floor as well.
Very true. We'll see what is going to happen in terms of splat zones on the reef. You know, last set that we watched, we did not go back-to-back zones, and now we are. So I'm curious what kind of difference that might make. I worry when a team counterpicks zones early on, because usually it's something that every team feels really good about, right? Especially on the reef, it's kind of a mainstay Splatoon 2 map that people have had experience with for the entire time the game has been out, even if it has changed a little bit. So, I don't know. I'm a little worried about watching this one.
Something that I think is going to play to the hands of OFBO in particular is the fact that they are running that double armor comp. I think double armor is good situationally. That's just my personal opinion, but it has to have the forward presence for it to be taken advantage of. And I think a mini and a T-Tech are, like, a T-Tech is an aggro option, but a mini, I personally don't see that capitalizing on the armor as much as a T-Tech would. You will always have armor for when the T-Tech has 8-Jet, which is good, but it's just not, where's the oomph? So I'm concerned for OFBO if they choose to bring that back out for Zones Reef, because you have to control both zones this time around.
You certainly do, and I think it's a lot harder to... The zones are so close together, so it's harder, like you could on some other maps, to focus on one, allow the other to take over, because it's just going to go back and forth so quickly. But early pick right there on, I believe that was on OFBO. OFBO created the pick on Toons. I say that, now they're 2v2, so Melissa's faster. Really nice job for everybody coming in so far and just taking some time to get some footing. 3-point lead, not something everyone's like, oh, you should, whatever. I think it's really good this early in the game because it establishes a little bit of dominance that we need those teams to see.
And OFBO is determined to make me eat my words about their comp because they are going in and they are getting the pick. So, hey, man, all the power to you. I'm just old and wrong. OFBO maintaining control of the zones here as that Booyah Bomb does come out. We are looking at a situation where Toons is able to cap. So applying some penalty to OFBO early in the game, that does matter because 26 is something that they are going to have to lock and hold.
It certainly is. It's going to take a little bit of time for Toons to kind of break in here. I'm worried, you know, you were concerned about the comp on OFBO's side. I'm worried now about Toons. I feel like they're not getting locked out as much as I could think they might be on this, because they are sort of coming in a little bit of a breakup formation, but they keep going down, right? So the aggression that we're getting on OFBO's side is something that Toons just maybe wasn't prepared for and doesn't have an answer to.
Yeah, well, I was worried about their comp and that. I think it's, enough about their comp. Scab, kill me. And that it might be too passive because you're going to be playing safe, you're going to be trying to play for armor, but they are using that zap differently than they were the junior last time around. Maintaining control of that zone. It looks like we're going to be seeing Toons getting a cap here, and they do, as Pat and Pedestrian try and pin that member of OFBO on that right side. They do get the pick, so now they have cleared their penalty. Now they are beginning what is really an opening push. But OFBO is still in their hair, and they are not going to let this go down easy.
They really aren't. OFBO is throwing everything that they have at them. I like kind of their positioning that they've been doing here, too. A lot of teams always talk about if you control bridge, you control map. I really don't buy into that. I think that there's good opportunity for either team to have control over bridge and still be sneaky enough to get under that bridge to get those zones. And I think we saw that right there. We're getting a lot closer in terms of point here, right? We do see that Toons is doing what they can to break their point down and come closer to that lead. They're not so far away. I say that, I don't want to curse them, but I do hope that they're able to get closer to that. Booyah coming out is going to go on that side of bridge, help secure one of those zones. Selly, waiting for that armor to come out, does move after the bomb, throws a wall up to attempt to slow some people down, is going to get a nice pick in zone 2, which does assist, but they still lose control. They need to hold on to this. They can't afford a penalty right now.
Yeah, I really liked that Booyah Bomb from Selly up on the choke on that left side because it was a proactive Booyah Bomb. Sometimes Booyah Bombs can be reactive. You can see that they're throwing it at the charger, they're throwing it at a fight that's going on, they're throwing it at a person. That Booyah Bomb was there to stall out the members from OFBO from breaking into the zone, to buy their team time. Really enjoyed that Booyah Bomb and the following movement from Selly there.
Absolutely, really great job there. I'm so excited to be able to see what they're going to do here next. Losing control is not what they want right now. You know, OFBO, though they have the lead, they have a huge penalty they need to break down in order to extend that lead. Toons is capitalizing on that too. They're not letting them hold on to that zone as often as they might want to. Oath over here is sort of watching out, trying to make sure that they continue to have at least control over those one zones, not able to do it, starting to break that penalty down for Toons again. I'm eating my words because it's constantly going back and forth at this point.
Yeah, very, very scrappy end game here with OFBO trying to get that zone. 2 members of Toons down in the final 30 seconds of the game. That is going to enable OFBO to cap here, but they have some jumps over on that left side. Those jumps are camped. Those jumps are down. There's the player on bridge. Now, where is the junior? The junior is in main. Rainbow pushing that junior with a teammate. That is a delayed wipe on the members of Toons as the clock ticks down. What can they do in this situation? Will they be able to clutch up?
This is where everybody starts to panic, right? They need to keep their calm. They need to keep their cool. They are able to neutralize zone, but not enough time for them to clutch it out. And unfortunately, that game is going to end and go over to OFBO. Nice job there.
Yeah, great job. But now we're in a situation where Toons just lost their counter pick. And you were worried a little bit that by counterpicking zones, they were going to put themselves in a situation. And fortunately for them, if they chose to, they could still counterpick zones. But I genuinely doubt they would do that.
I feel like that's just not the way to go at this time, because it's really going to be tough for them to face off against something that we can see OFBO has really good control over as a mode. So I don't think that that's the way to do it, but I don't know. I'm anxious to see what they'll pull out here. I want to see them go for something that's so totally different. Pick Rainmaker, pick Clams, pick something that puts teams who are so in love with zones on their back foot, you know?
I think Rainmaker, I was thinking like Rainmaker, run it down. And like, think that's something that could really put OFBO on their back foot. They're running that double armor comp, but how are you gonna run that when it's Rainmaker? And you're talking about denying a team playing a comp of what they are comfortable with. It's not just about, if you force a team to change their comp, you are forcing them to play different than how they normally play, which is such a huge advantage. So by potentially, like if you pick Clams, they're going to run double armor. If you pick DC, they're going to run double armor. What do you do to put them on their back foot? You run Rainmaker.
Yeah, I agree. I think it also has enough chaos involved that they can't really predict for it, right?
Yeah, 100%. You can't really it depends on the Rainmaker map in particular, because you can station defense on choke points. And depending on how practiced the Rainmaker mode is in particular, because like Rainmaker Black Belly, we play that twice a day. You know?
Yeah.
But anything like that's more spicy on the map pool, we could potentially be seeing in the future, because for right now, they have opted to pick tower control Ink block. Which I think Mini is just so favorable in controlling those stacks. You get a Mini up on bats and you're finding yourself in a situation. Also, you have the double armor to not only break the checkpoint, but to push forward. So I think Toons is going to be the team here that's changing it up, not OFBO.
I hope so. I think that is their opportunity, and maybe that's why they went with this, right? Because they know, hey, we are going to change things up. We are going to do something a little unexpected, put them on their defense stronger. So we'll see if they are able to do it with that. I worry. I don't know. I don't want to predict anything because I don't want to curse anyone.
Yeah, I get it. You don't want to apply the commentator's curse. We see OFBO running inkjet missiles just with the nozzle nose instead of the T-Tech. And then, once again, sticking with that double armor comp, Toons not changing much. They do switch the splash out for a V-Splash. That V-Splash is going to be the first to go down, being taken down by Oath as Rainbow applies pressure onto that plat. We could be seeing an opening salvo here from OFBO.
It looks like they are attempting to get this at least to that first checkpoint, which I think would be really helpful for them if they are able to take this early on. We do get Rainbow coming around from behind to attempt to assist with that, but there was no one there. They did a nice job of clearing Toons out as they move forward to the second checkpoint, which will be a little bit harder for them to take. I say that, and there's so much aggression coming in on their plat against Toons that they're going to have a hard time just breaking out of their spawn here.
Yeah, they are, and that second checkpoint having fallen so early and seeing teammates go down trying to rush that tower as quickly as possible, I am concerned as Toons only has one member left standing. OFBO maintaining control of that tower does fall back for just a moment, but they are where they need to be. They are all on plat. You have Lucky on tower. You have no doubt going to have that nozzle nose jumping in. But finally, we're seeing Toons making a break for it, forcing Lucky back all the way, getting a pick with the bomb. Toons is going to be able to find themselves regaining control of their own plat, but they need to get into mid 2. They have an opportunity here.
They do. They have 4 specials online too. That's going to assist as they move forward. Hopefully they time them in a way that makes sense. Do get those missiles coming off, going to push Fitz back a little bit forward on the plat. We get an armor coming off, and there's the inkjet, so that's going to be helpful for them as well. But I don't see the tower moving as fast as I'd like it to be. They're not able to hold on to this checkpoint because they have so much aggression coming out from OFBO that they need to be so careful. And unfortunately, they don't even get it because they go 3 down. It's a 1v1 situation up right now on the whole map. So yeah. It was a really, really terrifying ink bath that came out there.
Another situation where going down may be worth it. Toons had themselves in an opportunity where they were 1 point away from pulling lead here, so playing life is always like a wonderful thing. We want to see players playing live. We want to see them taking advantage of jumping out, but just if you're 1 point away from breaking the tower, that's going to make it so much easier to push back in, and we're seeing, we do see Toons here reworking on breaking that tower. They did break that first checkpoint at last, but now they are heading towards that second before OFBO does recoup it. 2 minutes left in this game, anything can happen. This is Toons counter pick, but this is match point here that we're looking at. So OFBO, they broke that second checkpoint already. They were barreling towards that third. They're the ones feeling comfortable right here because they feel like they're on their way to alpha bracket.
They do. They're also playing some really fantastic defense. Every time Toons gets close enough to be able to break through that, OFBO is right there to give them an answer, saying, nope, you're not even going to make it through up this ramp because we're not going to let you. And I think that that's super important right here too. Even just that little bit of a play. You get a pick on the tower, don't wait for the rest of your team to come close or wait for any ink to move forward. Jump on that just to start clearing it out. Move it forward faster to get it away from where it needs to be for the other team. I think that they're playing so smart, aggressive, intelligently right now. It's, like you said, they know they're going to alpha bracket tomorrow and they're going to prove it with this game.
They are sure doing their best. Toons has their work cut out for them, but they can do this. I have faith in you, gamers. You got this. This is your counter pick. You got a minute left, man. Lock in. We do see the T-Tech popping, the splash popping the inkjet on that left side, forcing back the members of OFBO. Nearly getting that member on site, but not quite yet. That is a wipe on the side of Toons. OFBO in control of mid. They hardly even need to paint up. They are going to be moving this tower forward as aggressively as possible as that armor, the first of them, does come out.
It certainly does. This is going to be really, really difficult, I think, for Toons to be able to come back from. OFBO has pushed us so far forward. They don't have any of those mid checkpoints to contest. It's not going to take them very long to get up through there. As we see also, they are getting the picks that they need. That inkjet, deadly, terrifying right now. Able to get 2 picks from the air and really make it very, very hard for Toons to push back in here. Even when they do get on to their plat and in the bottom there, there's just not enough time in the game for them to be able to do anything with it.
And that's it. That's day one. The set going to OFBO in a clean 3-0. Moving on to alpha bracket. Toons not out of the tournament yet. I will add, Toons, great job. You made it this far. You beat set 1 over Jemson bracket. You're out for the count in set 2, but you're going on the beta bracket tomorrow, and you are going to be seeded I'm not a seeder, but I am assuming very well, given that you did make it this. So this is it. This is the last major shindig for Splatoon 2, virtually at least. So, giving it your everything in these final moments, as you called it, the sunset days of Splatoon 2, just fantastic job, and I hope that they're all looking forward to Splatoon 3 competitively and reflecting on everything that they have all learned from Splatoon 2.
Absolutely. They played so well. I think that they had such great communication coming out there. It just became a little too much pressure for them to be able to get over. And when you have the rest of your teammates going down, there's less than 30 seconds left, that staggered spawn, it's really difficult to have the energy to just keep pushing forward, to not feed. And I think that that's where, they are going to do so well tomorrow, because they're going to go into that bracket, they are going to dominate, they're going to be really fantastic, having come off of some fantastic plays that we saw today. So they have nothing to feel bad about. They were really phenomenal today, and I was so happy to be able to see them play.
And we're not just saying that because we're on mic. It's true. Anyone who's coming out here today and showing what they are made of matters. And today is not over either. This is just Wave A. We got a wonderful Wave B coming up.
Yes.
I personally will be playing in it.
Good luck.
Thank you, gamer. I'm looking forward to playing my heart out just like these gamers did. All of the gamers today so far who have come out to show us everything they've learned throughout the past 5 years of Splatoon.
Yes. And even if you've only been playing for half or a third of that, what you do today is just setting you up for some fantastic Splatoon 3 that we can't wait to see too. So keep going out there, keep having fun, keep enjoying yourselves, and that's the name of the game to me. As long as you're having fun, you're having a good time, that's where you are.
Absolutely. Since we're the last commentators of Wave A, Melissa, we talked about getting a little mushy at the end of the stream today. So before I start crying, do you have anyone you want to thank for getting you where you are today as a commentator? And I know you don't compete, but making your experience for Splatoon 2 better.
There are so many people. The list would probably go on and on. I think, I know not watching because not really into Splatoon anymore, but Vesper was a huge help to me when I started commentating earlier. Fantastic constructive feedback for me, helped continue to make me feel like I had a place here. And then, of course, they're all my friends. Every TO that I've ever worked with who has given me a shot to be on the mic today, all of the viewers who have provided constructive feedback as well, I really appreciate you. My really good friends that I've come up in this scene with, Barry, Milana, Lily, people who are just in my heart forever and ever. That's what's going to start making me cry right now.
Aw, gamer.
Yeah, so definitely those. And I have to say also, the people who took a chance on me when I wanted to play. Vic Villain, one of the best, most supportive people I could ever find within the Splatoon community in my early days. They're just such wonderful people here, and I'm extremely grateful for it. How about you? Who do you have to thank for the past 5 years?
I started playing comp last June. Started commentating July and August, so acknowledge that I'm very, very, very new compared to most people who are competing or commentating or producing around me, my peers. Because of that, I do want to thank the people who took a chance on someone so green, who saw something in me that I was learning about myself and how much I love this and what I do and how much passion I have for it. The first two people to come to mind are Krakenmare, who was one of my earliest coaches, who brought me into the staffing and commentating scene and was just so welcoming and encouraging, also being rough. Grace, the head TO of SOS, which I do believe is the tournament that keeps this scene alive. It is your Wednesday weekly. It is just so significant. my teammates on Dawn, particularly the gamers who were there with me at the end. Game Boy, Smith, Grace, you're Fishy. I know you were there for a week, but you matter to me, homie. And my coaches over at Cherry Limeade, who you know, particularly Pika, who's been mentoring me since last December. I've grown so much under their care, and as well as the rest of the Limers, Lily, Shiny, Crim, and Raze. You mean so much to me, and to Aquapora, I know you're watching. we got a wave B to run it down on, and we're gonna do so great, and I'm looking forward to Splatoon 3 with you so much. So thank you to you lovely humans. You've made such a difference in my life, and this scene would not be what it is without you all. So
Completely agree. And I wouldn't have had the absolute wonderful time being able to commentate with you without all the support that we've received over the couple of years that we've been doing this. So it's been so nice.
It's been lovely. So without further ado, I think we'll be signing off, Melissa. We still got a Wave B for you to watch. Tune back in. It'll be up, I believe, at 2 p.m. I might be wrong. No, it's 3. I lied. Me when I lied.
I was right there with you. I believed you.
Melissa, where can the good people find you?
Nowhere. I don't really have a presence right now, but that's okay. You can find me on Twitter, AcidSunshine with a double E at the end. I don't tweet all that much, but I try to when I can. You can absolutely find me on SOS whenever Grace allows me to come on the mic and my work schedule doesn't conflict. But I really love all the IPL tournaments, and hopefully you'll continue to hear me there. And finally, Spawn Point Things. Really love the community that Milana has built there, and such fantastic players and streamers. So you can find me doing Spawn Point Things. How about you?
Oh my god. Hi, my name is Scepidilionz. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Scepidilionz. I stream every single script. I stream every single tournament that we play over at Aquapora. Also, I tweet some bangers on occasion. Garrett, not always bangers, PM, but sometimes bangers. So you can find me on Twitter.
Awesome.
And SOS! I commentate a lot of SOS.
And hopefully you'll hear us again on SOS too, so that would be really fun.
Yeah. Y'all have a wonderful day. Good luck if you're competing in Wave B. You're all going to do great. Play your hearts out, and we will be back. Stay fresh, everyone.
Have a good one.
Start with